So the next thing I wanted to ask you about is your role as a property manager when an investor is either buying or selling their investment property. So I know that some owners are going to maybe have their own way of doing things, but what kind of services can you offer during those processes?
So during the acquisition process, we've become a trusted advisor to the owners. So when an owner identifies a potential property or they put a PA on a property, we want them to send us the information with pictures, and we'll do a comp on that, a rental comparison analysis, and let them know here's where we think the rents will be. Because it might be different than what the current rents are or what they're thinking of what they can get in rent, and we just want to be 100% on the same page. So our leasing people do those. Again, they're boots on the ground. They're in the neighborhoods every day, and so they're giving very good information to the owner to help them do their cash flow summaries and make their decisions from there. And then once they have a property, we have a simple checklist that we give them of things we need to function. We need copies of leases, we need copies of keys, and just some general information about the property.
Yeah, that's great. So then on the selling side, is there ways that you can help the owner get ready to sell the property?
Yes, if the owner is going to sell the property, they really just send us a list of what they need. And, fortunately, everything now, we have all of our stuff stored electronically. So typically the owner, again, needs copies of the leases. They might need some applicant information, rent rolls, all of that information. We can get that to them right away. We just email it over. It's become a very smooth process, both with acquisition and if something is going out of our portfolio.
Yeah. And then what about if an owner says, I'm thinking about selling in 6 to 12 months, what can I do to my property to make sure that it's ready for those showings and it's going to be presented in its best light?
Typically what we'll do is we'll walk the property with the owner, see if they want to do any upgrades, and we can coordinate all that work, whether there's any new carpet or anything that they want to do to get the property ready for sale. And then we're also working with the owners just on the leases. Do we want to move any month to month or move any to a term lease? And we're working with them, and then we're coordinating everything. So again, making it as smooth as possible.
Yeah. I know when I'm working with people, it can go a lot better if there's planning ahead of time versus just deciding, I want to sell, and then we go look at the property and there's lots of things kind of out of place that should have been thought about. So I'm just a big advocate for preparing to sell ahead of time.
Yes, absolutely. And then once the property owner has the property listed, a lot of times what the realtor will do is set block showings. That way, the resident has proper notification if there's a resident there, and everybody knows what to expect. And it's, less intrusive versus all of the showings that the resident could get, many hours of the day.
Yeah. Yep. In this market, there's a lot of demand, and we're having, a ton of showings right in the first weeks of it being on the property, even the first days. Mm-hmm. So definitely communicating with the tenants and letting them know what to expect is really important. Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.